It was reminding me of just a series of conversations I've had where like people's philosophy will change, but their mentality doesn't. So a lot of the time we're in that us versus them mentality. Like if you agree with us 100%, then you're with us, and if you don't, then you're not. And you have a person who suddenly hits something and is like, I don't agree with these people, and they go to the other side and now they're still got that us versus them mentality, so they're still like,
you're actually in the same exact place as you were before.
Right. Yeah, your opinion on this topic changed, and that's great, but you know, really what would help is if your mentality changed.
Right.
You know, it's hard for me where we've polarized so much, where they say, unless you're following this topic, you know, this cause right now, then you're against that cause.
Right.
And it's like,
the math just doesn't work out on that one.
Like I think actually as Christians, we're probably supposed to be doing one of those things like when we've been at our best, you know, like when we were taking care of the sick because we weren't scared to die, like we were always willing to care of the plague people. Is, you know, we're supposed to be in the middle of the two. You know, when we're living in a polarized world, we should probably be just trying to reconcile people. You know, because otherwise you just have division going forward until the end of time, unless you can exterminate one side.
Right. Yes, that's true. When you're dealing with tribes and symbols, the goal is not some sort of solution. The goal is extermination of the enemy.
Yeah.
Right. And necessarily.
Yeah.
You know, a kind of like there's some pretty distinct camps about abortion where I think one is very symbolic and the other one is very practical, where it's like the only way that this one will win is if the whole nation embraces the symbol, or like the side, and then there's the more practical people that just want to like reduce unwanted pregnancies.
Yeah.
And just necessarily, not saying that like anyone is better or worse, but necessarily the practical one is the only one that could actually reach a compromise.
Right.
You know, because it's not dealing in symbolisms, and maybe symbol isn't the right word, but tribal.
Abstract.
Maybe. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I think that like usually one side's not really understanding what they're choosing between. You know, on a like the pure pro-life perspective will kill people. Not okay, yeah, they also did occasionally physically kill people, but the true pro-life, like, we will never interrupt the pregnancy in any way, shape, or form. You know, even if it means the baby and the mother are going to die, we're just going to let that happen, because abortion is wrong. You know, and that's not like, yes, that's the only option you've got. You can't make an intelligent option where it's like, well, if the doctor decides that in this particular case it's a 100% chance of death for both if the pregnancy continues, so we're going to terminate the pregnancy. You know, because if we terminate the mother, then the baby's still going to die. Like, we can't create that, because it's being administrated by, like, what, the 453 congressmen we have, the 100 senators, like, you know, the 560 least qualified people we have in the entire country to make medical decisions. That's who we'd be putting in charge of the middle ground, the gray area, the stuff that matters. You know.
Yeah, and I would even argue that the extreme non-resolvable position of saying any form of abortion is wrong, and therefore I'm going to be like Batman and never pull the trigger regardless of the consequence. You know? Right. I don't know what the proper name for that is. Not utilitarian. like, maybe that's true, you know? Maybe it's wrong for anyone to pull the trigger on another human life, regardless of the consequences. But it is the case that unless you get everyone on board with that concept, you will never...
You'll eventually destroy society. Like,
You'll eventually... I don't know if you'll destroy society. Well,
society
yeah, you
will
might.
eventually be destroyed.
You may. You'll just end up with a war.
Yeah. A very one-sided, short war.
Although that side might win because they have all the guns.
Yeah, that's the side I was saying.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So
Yeah.
maybe, yeah, they should just go ahead.
It's, you know.
Yeah, I mean, that is the thought process I have, because I like solutions. I'm an engineer.
Yeah.
I like things, you know, I like results.
Mm-hmm.
Charts that go in the direction that they're supposed to go in.
Yeah, I think it's hard. Like, you know, there are times in history where we've been like, no, we just can't tolerate this to exist ever again. You know, like Nazism. Like, you know.
We're not about to analyze the potential benefits of Nazism in certain circumstances.
No.
Hard line. Well,
But-
some people disagree.
I mean,
Apparently.
that's, you know, but what, you know, if you want to take the pacifistic perspective to solving that situation, like, over time, yes, like, intellectual discussion and calm resolve, like, could we have worked it out over 100 years? Maybe. But there wasn't time. You know?
I don't think so.
It's I think yeah, there's times where we got to just do something about it. But
Yeah.